Amber, welcome to the program.
Hi! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to get through.
You made it! Way to go, Amber!
Yay! Hey, Dr. Cloud, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Now, have you been trying a long time?
We tried for about 4 years. We were married for about 6 years before we started trying, and
Wait a minute. Stop.
so
Stop. What are you talking about? Trying what?
to get pregnant.
Okay, I was meaning, you said I made it into the show. I was meaning, have you been trying to get on the show for a long time?
Oh no!
And all of a sudden it
No.
went in a different direction. Okay, so now let's talk about making babies. What is it about? You can't do that by dialing in to a radio show. You're not going to make a baby that way.
Well, I do have a 2-year-old right here wanting to watch a Mickey episode. So the pressure was on for a second.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, you got to do more than dial a number. But anyway, tell me, what is your question? What are we talking about here?
So my question, I guess, is how can I cope with what I think is not severe postpartum anxiety, but I'm starting to recognize some postpartum anxiety. My son's almost 2, and I'm pregnant again. And
sounds like you dialed the right
lot.
number sometime.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So how far along are you?
I am almost halfway through. So we have a little boy, and now this one is a little boy. So we're super excited.
Very cool.
Have a super supportive husband. He's incredible.
Yay!
Great.
Cheers for the good husbands.
He is incredible. I love him. He's amazing. The thing is I grew up in an alcoholic home, had some anxiety come from that, obviously. It was very chaotic. So I triumphed over that anxiety and breaking the cycle with the Lord's help as a young adult. And there were a lot of things I could control then. So now, having my son, my first child, there were lots of things I could not control. And I had this intense, deep love for him. And
like
still
what?
do, obviously.
What is it you can't control? That you could? Where did you lose control?
So things like when we first brought him home. Now some of these things are just, I guess, kind of normal. But I was afraid to go to sleep because I was afraid he would spit up in his sleep and he would stop breathing and choke and die in his sleep. I was afraid to leave the house sometimes because I was afraid that we'd get hit by a drunk driver and our whole family would be gone, or something would happen to me and I wouldn't be able to watch him grow up. And it was intense.
So you have a lot of what if anxiety.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to get at here, you realize those are not things you said. So all of a sudden there were a lot of things you couldn't control. You never could control those things.
I know.
Have you been aware of that? You do.
Yeah, I totally get
sure?
that. So it's like,
are you sure?
Maybe I don't.
I'm just going by your words. You said
I feel like I get it. I just don't know how to convince myself that I can't control those and let the emotional feeling, and the anxiety go.
Okay. Have you ever been treated for anxiety?
I just started seeing a counselor, and I also have talked to a counselor a handful of times about some general anxiety. I mean, my parents did not equip me at all with anything.
But you've never really gone in and said, I got an anxiety disorder. I need to have help here. So it's new. You're doing that. You're doing that now. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I had my first visit the other day.
So if the question is, what? How do you figure out what you can control and can't control?
Yeah, I guess how can I filter through this season of like things? I guess the feeling that I can't control certain things that I'll never be able to control, that scares me. How do I manage that? Because I'm a go-getter. Like, I'm a to-do list girl. Like, give me some goals and I'm at it. And this season, I'm like, I just feel like this has thrown me off. Even like with COVID, I can't control that. I work in the medical field, and I'm like, can't control where this thing's at. So
That's right.
you know,
That's right. Okay.
it's like
Let
Russian
me give you.
roulette for me.
Let me give you this is going to sound stupid because it's so simple, but it is
Okay.
profound in what it can
Okay.
do for people. It is profound in what it can do for people. I want you to get a piece of paper, and I want you to draw a line down the middle, and I want you to have two columns. Okay? And on one column, I want you to put things I can't control that matter. Okay? COVID, don't know when the vaccine is coming, don't know when, we'll get back to normal, can't control other people's behavior, they're spreading it, all that kind of stuff. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Put that in that column. Then
Okay.
I want you to take, unless this is overwhelming, talk to your therapist about all this. But then I would want you to take, let's say about 10 minutes, okay, set a timer, and go down that list and just worry about it.
Okay.
Just say, what if this? Oh my gosh, just worry yourself silly until the timer goes off. When the timer goes off, it's going to go ding, and then we're going to go, because you said you're a person of faith, right?
I am.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to go, okay, God, this whole list here, I can't do anything about this stuff. This is yours. So I'm going to surrender this entire list to you. And you just do with it whatever in your love and wisdom you do with it. Okay?
I think
Now,
that might be
I'm
my
good.
issue. It's a
Hold on a
trust
second.
issue.
Hang on. I know. We're going to get there. But I would tell him, oh, by the way, God, if you want some help, here's what I would ask you to do for all these things. Will you bring a vaccine? Will you bring a vaccine? Will you? And I would pray about all the things we can't control. That's what we pray about. The rest of the stuff, we just put it on our to-do list and do it. Right?
Yeah.
So then once you go to the second column, and here's the things I can control. I can't control the spread of COVID. I can't control this or the other. I can control whether or not I'm doing the things that we know make a difference. Am I washing my hands all the time? Am I never touching my face? Ever outside of my own house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I wearing my mask? Am I staying 6 feet away from everybody? We know those things make a difference. Is it an end all? No, but these are the things I can do. And I can stay away from gatherings where I think, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then my child. Okay. I can't control his breathing. Oh, only he can do that.
Yeah.
Here's what I can control. I can make sure there's nothing in the pen that, he's going to choke on. I can make sure he sleeps in the right direction. I can make sure that I'm getting his checkups and he clears out okay. And the equipment that's going to control his breathing is all intact. And then it's up to him and God.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't control every driver in the world. What I can control is my pilot's checklist. Am I staying on the right side of the road? Am I under the speed limit? Am I not getting distracted in texting? Do I have my seatbelt on? And then I want you to start to begin to think of the things. Here's what I have control of. And just ordering that in your brain, because right now your brain is not ordering that.
Right.
It's trying to control everything. That's going to be part of it. And then there's going to be some other tricks that your therapist is going to help you with. But you've got a lot of what they call catastrophic thinking going on, and kind of, what if thinking. And it probably comes from an overactive fear center in your brain because you've gone through some stuff in the alcoholic family and trauma and all of that. And what therapy is going to do is you're going to process stuff you've never processed. And that's going to cause this whole, fear brain to calm down, because right now you have a brain that's producing a lot of activation, generalized
Mhm.
anxiety, and you feel like, oh my gosh, but it's come from nowhere. And so what your brain will do is it will come up with a reason that you feel that way. Oh, I know why I'm
Mm.
afraid, because the drunk driver is going to hit us. So your brain manufactures total BS to explain what your
Mm.
fear brain is telling you. So that's the cycle that's got to be broken, to where you don't go into that thinking and you learn to be present with the anxiety and just say, there's that feeling. It's okay. It's just my body is producing that. I'm going to be fine. I drive, 15,000 miles a year. I never have an accident. One in 800,000 do. And you move on. But your therapist is going to help
Mhm.
as you process all of that. But I think this control thing is going to be a big deal. And you got some trust issues, like you said.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, what do what do what do what do we trust God to do, really? I think we trust him to do a lot of specific things, which he does in my life. I mean, I've asked for protection from things and have him do, and I've seen miracles. But I've
Mhm.
also, and
Same.
here's, yeah, you've seen him too. But here's the kind of creaky point, that we all know that sometimes he allows things to happen. So
Mhm.
I don't, I do trust him to help me and protect me, and I lean on him for that. But I think if you're talking about the kind of faith that gives us security, I think it's got to be bigger than that. It's got to be the trust of Job.
Yeah.
What Job's friends said to him was, well, if you would be good, if you would do this, if you would study the Bible more, if you'd have more faith, if you put the sin away from you, if you do all this stuff, then God would take you out of this pain. See, all of that crap was an attempt to think that we're back in control now. If I can do enough good things, then God will protect me. But the
Yeah.
answer, that God finally said, Job's the one that told the truth, was Job said, you know, even if the bad stuff happens, I still trust him because I love him and I know he loves me. And I don't know why a lot of stuff happens, but I still trust him. So I think your trust has got to get bigger, to where it says, well, if I did have a wreck, God would still be there. If I did have a wreck, God would not abandon me. God would help me find a way through. That's a more secure trust and a more secure faith.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. That's very helpful. Thank you.
I hope that's helpful. And I bet you'll be a good mom. I bet you already are. And you're processing stuff. I'm glad, after growing up in an alcoholic family, I'm glad you're finally going in, and getting some help. And God bless your husband for being a good one. And thank you for your call, and call me back sometime. Okay.
Yes. Thanks, Dr.
All right.
Cloud.
You're welcome. Bye bye.